In this video, I'm going to explain what's on the AP Spanish Language and Culture exam, as well as a little bit about how it is scored. This year, we're going to study 6 units for the exam: families in different societies, the influence of language and culture and identity, influences of beauty and art, how science and technology affect our lives, factors that impact the quality of life, and environmental, political, and societal challenges. Those are the topics that will be covered on the AP exam. Those topics come from the AP Spanish Language and Culture recommended contexts, which are personal and public identities, science and technology, global challenges, families and communities, beauty and aesthetics, and contemporary life. So you should be prepared to read texts, listen to audios, write about, and speak about these topics in Spanish, especially with regard to the culture of Spanish-speaking countries. The skills that are assessed on the exam are the ones you see on the screen. You need to be able to comprehend text, make connections, interpret text, make meanings, speak to others, write to others, present orally, and present in writing in Spanish. The AP Spanish Language and Culture exam is divided into 2 sections. Section 1 is multiple choice, and Section 2 is free response. In Section 1, multiple choice, there's Part A and Part B. Part A is 30 multiple choice questions only over reading texts, and Part B is 35 multiple choice questions over reading texts and listening to audio sources and then answering questions about those. In Section 2, free response, there's 4 questions. The first one is an email reply. You have to read a brief email and then respond to it in writing. That one, you're allotted 15 minutes. Question 2 is an argumentative essay. You have almost an hour to do this section. You're asked to read a text, read and interpret a text, which is usually a graph, table, or figure, and listen to an audio source. Then you're asked to write an argumentative or persuasive essay to answer a question, synthesizing information from those 3 sources. Question 3 is a conversation. It's a pre-recorded conversation where the other person's parts are already recorded, and every couple of seconds there's a pause, there's a tone and a 20-second pause, and then you are given a chance to respond to what the person just said or answer their question. And it's 20 seconds for each time there's a pause. Question 4, the last part of the exam, is a cultural comparison speech. There's a question or a topic relating to culture, and you're asked to compare your culture to the culture of the Spanish-speaking world or a Spanish-speaking country and talk about that topic. And for that section, you only have 4 minutes to think and prepare your response, and then 2 minutes to record your answer. So that's what the exam looks like. The way it's scored, AP exams are scored on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 is the highest you can do, and it's a combination of your multiple choice answers as well as your free response answers. For the multiple choice section, the audio and texts are taken from a bunch of different types of materials. Some of the questions are promotional material, that is to say advertisements. Some of it is literary text, for example, a short section of a novel, a short section of a short story, poetry, things like that. Some of it is interpreting articles and charts, newspaper articles, graphs, tables, data in Spanish. Some of the texts are a letter that you have to read. In addition, for the audio and for some of the text reading, there's audio reports and articles, for example, news audio, news reports, conversations, charts, interviews, instructions, as well as presentations, like a speech, a formal speech. So those are what the multiple choice section sources look like. And then finally, for the free response section, again, just to repeat, part 1 is an email reply. you have to read a brief email and then write a response to it. In part 2, the argumentative essay, you're given 3 sources, both print and audio, and you have time to read and listen, prepare your thoughts, organize your thoughts, and then write an essay integrating information from the sources to support your argument to answer a question. Part 3, the conversation, you're participating in a simulated conversation, which is pre-recorded. Each time it's your turn, and you have 5 turns, each time it's your turn, you have 20 seconds to respond. And then finally, the last free response question is the cultural comparison speech. You need to compare an aspect of the Spanish-speaking community with which you are familiar to your own culture or community and demonstrate an understanding of the culture of the Spanish-speaking community. So that's what's on the AP Spanish Language and Culture exam.